So I've just had a quick trip to the builder's yard and we are going to get the framing for the telly. Just taking everything out of the way now and then I'm going to start measuring up to get the framing. It's just I can't do anything till I know where the telly's going. Right, yeah, that's all good and well, but how do we put the telly away? Would you want it over a bit more?
Yeah.
No, I just can't work this thing out like where it is. That's the telly. Top screw wants to be 150, 200. So from there to there, 200. Right, I've got the, I'm made up, I've got the bracket fit. Oh God, it's the small things in life. What's that?
Boobs.
So the frame fits. So I'm just popping a bit of PVA on here so it doesn't creak, is my thinking. Look at that! Doesn't need any oak on it. Right, so Mag's just arrived. It's sunny. Weezy's here.
Yeah, we can talk about Blueberries.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, Jake.
Got all the oak laid out. Thank God the sun's out today. So why is it done this, Mag? What's the crack there?
This is some quarter sawn brown oak from a tree in Silverdale. It was hanging over a Girl Guides hut. It was deemed unsafe, so they had to fell it. Even though it had a tree preservation order on it. It's about 280 years old. So I quarter sawed it, which means you cut radially out from the centre and you get all these beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, the medullary rays. And it means it's really stable, it won't cut. It's brown oak because beefsteak fungus starts growing around the base of the tree and it starts drawing up this brown stain. If you catch it just right, it makes quite like a rare timber. If it goes too far, it becomes like rotty. But this has got it, you can see like a little bit of the different colour where the beefsteak fungus has made it brown oak. So you see this in a lot of like old, fancy Victorian cabinetry.
So we've got the first bit of wood just placed. So we're thinking we'll have a water gauge here, fuel gauge here, and then in the centre we're going to have a little something as well.
Obviously this is going to sit along here somewhere, isn't it? And just come up to that.
Yeah, if possible, we'll take it over this.
Yeah, I managed to get it about 300mm, so it sits kind of just there somewhere.
Well done, that's brilliant, mate.
I could cut this back, because I mean it doesn't matter, like from when it's all on, you're not going to see that extending, but do you want me to trim that up a bit?
Well, we definitely want this in and then that going to it, don't we? So that's removable. Yeah, you could trim a little bit off if you wanted for the weight saving.
Yeah.
Shave some knots. Get it? Shave some knots.
Nice.
Double.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
It's a really exciting day for us today because we are finally finishing, well hopefully we'll finish I've learned not to say that anymore because whenever I say we're finishing a job today, it never gets finished. So we are starting and trying to finish this job today of the nav desk. So got all of our wood here. Done some cutouts for our fuel and water gauges and a few other bits. Ashley created a housing out of wood for the TV. So yeah, we're just getting it all in place. We're going to have some wood that runs along the side, and then we're veneering the top of the nav desk. It's going to look so different because I think we've just gotten used to it looking like that at the minute, and obviously it doesn't look its best. So super excited. We've got a new chair, and yeah, this corner hopefully will just look so much better, so much neater, and that's another job ticked off really. So the boys are just out here. It's quite windy today. Got all the tools out.
Okay. So I'm just dismantling this frame a little bit because the telly needs finger holes to get it out and to turn it off and on. So I'm going to move this wood over and cut 40mm off there and 40mm off there. Important cut here. You won't get me pulling any face.
You already were.
Oh.
Damn it.
I think we're through. So we've made the cut. Mag's done his best to try and square that piece of wood up with that. It's an absolute nightmare. So that's what we've got. As easy as that. The problem we've got with this is where it falls. We want it to finish here because this bit of oak's going to be coming in here, so that'll marry up with that very nicely. It'd have been better if it could have been cut back here, because if you can see that's level. So you cut a 45 on that and a 45 on our woods, and they'll marry up nicely at a 90. But here, see, that's not flush. So the angle we're unsure of. It's not a 45, it's a little bit over. And we've got one shot at it, so we're going to mock it up out of another bit of wood. Right, so we're happy with our mock-up, but Mike's next problem is
I've got to cut this piece, the real one, on that angle, scribe it into there, and notch around that bit of wood there, all whilst keeping that angle perfect.
So scribe that corner out, discard it to stop the grain blowing out. Are you nervous? Let's go try it in. I have faith in you, Mag.
Right, come on. Oh, look at that.
Fantastic. Perfect.
Oh, it's absolutely spot on.
And then the board's coming up to there, so we've got all the angles right. We're doing well. We've got the bottom bit done, that corner bit scribed now. We're just going to do the sides. The shelves cut, so we need to do the sides and the top, and then we've got to cut out the finger holes because on the back of the telly is the on-off button, so we need to scribe out for that. This is, wish we could do Feely Vision because that is feeling really nice. So we're going to put these trims on, so obviously when the telly's pulled out you're not seeing that kind of stuff, so we've got little shelves in there, might have glued them in, and these are just going to go on like so. So we've got this piece in, look at that, scribed perfectly. How's that fitting this?
Much better.
Quite excited to sand this piece. I think some nice colours are going to come out in it. So, seems as though Apple are renowned for the radius being consistent on every product. We thought we'd incorporate it to our work. Probably put more money and effort into it than anything else we could find. That looks good. Let's put that to that. I'm glad we used the iPhone.
Yeah.
And I dropped mine in the arena, so Elle's friend has kindly lent me one. So
you learned your lesson, have you?
what, you still
Your fucking iPhone out on the.
Oh my god, that looks so good. The finger holes.
So that's it so far. Looking absolutely brilliant. Right, so round 2. I don't think Mag got much sleep in that forward cabin last night. It was fairly windy. We didn't sleep well either, did we, Weez? No, so still a bit blowy today, but it's not raining, so we'll take it because we got all the tools out. So Mags is fine tuning
With my blunt chisels.
with his blunt chisels down here, and then just going to get the multi-tool in here at these corners, these nice little radiuses, to clean them up. I've just sanded the telly with the Dremel by mistake, so I'm going to get a bit of wet and dry on that, and you'll never know. This side's to be fixed, bottom's to be fixed, and then we can start putting this long run in. So the final fix now with these 2 boards. Have you got your little shimming? That's nice, that. Such a lovely bit of wood. So we're going with the dark down low and the lighter grain up high, the same as we've gone for on these. So we're measuring for our chart plotter in the side. Just try to get the cut out right. We're just going to glue this bit of wood on the back of here because that's the way the grain's running. That wood's quite thin. Oh, the truth. Whoa. Well, would you look at that? Mag's gone. Absolutely bossed it. We've done so chuffed with the work we've done on here. So now I'm going to try tackle the veneer. So I've got it out here, ready for cutting. I've got a board to cut on. I'm not looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a right pain. First thing is to get the bottom piece in, the big piece. So I'm just going to cut it oversized and see where we go from there. Oh, this is really hard. So I'm getting it, starting to get it where I'm happy. Right, I've just decided I need to measure off of this and I'm just going to cut it out. I need to go for it. Right. It's not even straight. Great. $460. Oh, it's getting close to cutting in. Right, I'm putting a lot of trust in this cut here now. To say we were half in millimeters. Oh, I don't like it, but I'm just gonna have to do it. This stuff's so expensive, that's the problem. Wouldn't matter if I could have a few goes, but I think this was like, I think it was nearly a couple of £100 just for enough to veneer in there. I don't know which bit to try. Right. I am actually really happy with that. Quite happy with how it's going. It's all good fun. it's all good fun when it's going kind of how you want it to, I guess. But, right, next step. Torch is flat, so I'm gonna have to get the candle on the job. So it's time to try and get this first piece applied now, get it all prepped. Right, so I've had to fly to Screwfix to get some methylated spirits. It's purple, so I hope that doesn't matter. But now it's gone dark, and we always find when we're editing the light's rubbish when we film and like when it's dark outside. But we can't stop working when the sun goes down, so you're just gonna have to bear with us with that one. Summer will soon be here. Won't it, Weeze?
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh my god, it really sticks. It's stuck long already. Where is it? Thank you, Weeze. Right, if you could come back round here, sorry, and hold that. Right, it's starting to run off. It feels like it could just rip. It's game over, isn't it, if we rip it? It's almost like I want to do it, but if I know if that crease is in it, it's not going to be happy.
Where do you need to take it back to, up here?
Well, wait, let's put that there. If I go like that there, what's it going to want to do? They're not going to come out, are they?
Don't think so.
You've just got to go for it, haven't you? You'd never do it otherwise, would you?
Do you think they'll come out?
2 chances, Weeze.
Shit. It looks good. Oh no. Bit of character though, I guess.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oops. Go with the grain.
The nav desk is coming along really, really well. Ashley's outstanding because he's determined to finish the last little bit tonight. This is how it's looking so far. The light's not very good, but this side's done, the bottom's done, obviously the wood's in, and then we just need to do the desk. Kind of make him out.
Give this a good go with the methylated spirits. Right, so I pulled one of these breathers out of one of the wardrobes. I can glue it back in. It was a perfect size. What are you laughing at?
What?
What are you laughing at?
Just how many outtakes it's taken you to do that one intro.
The GoPro keeps dying and the memory card filled up. So I think this is the 4th day of putting everything back together, and I've managed to find some wood filler in 2 different colours. Don't buy this stuff, it's absolutely terrible. This is red, but anyway, I've mixed them, and I've got some kind of shade that I'm happy with. So light sand down now on all these, and then start varnishing. So that's everywhere fine tuned, all filled and sanded and all nice. God, that took some time. So I've got 240, nice little pads, and I've just done a bit here which made me think that's why I wanted to show you. So this says to finish it in 240, and the varnish says to sand everything in 240 before you do the first layer. But it's hard with the GoPro, so I'm going to put you down and get everywhere done. So now we're just going to clean everything off with white spirit to get rid of all the dust. Probably need to do the whole boat now. Never good sanding indoors, is it? Right, so this is what we're using. This is the thinner and this is the varnish. So for the first coat, 50-50. So I'm not going to record every part of this varnishing process because you'll probably find it quite boring. It's so laborious. That's it. So this housing is the thread's set too far back, so it doesn't start threading till there. I'm gonna have to cut that right back to, if you can make out, but to the thread there. So I don't know how. So it's any one of them lines. Right, I better tidy up this mess because I'll get black. Yeah, this connects. Oh. So we'll take this one out of its temporary home. God, that wind's terrible today. So windy. It's just so nice, like, ticking jobs off, because we've got that many. A big job like this to be ticked off. Because it's like, it's quite important, obviously it's got the gear in, but like it is kind of aesthetic as well, so it's not a super important job. It's not like the whole getting the hull sorted or the rigging. It's not stopping us from going. Obviously the chart equipment's needed, so in a way it is, but it's like you feel guilty doing these kind of jobs, messing about varnishing and spending every night like getting all these kind of bits done when you know there's other massive jobs to do. But not a lot we can do there. We need to get, once we get lifted out, we'll have no excuse.
Today is the final day that we are working on the nav desk, hopefully. We always say that, but Ashley's finished sanding down and varnishing, so I think maybe it needs one more coat, but we're just going to say it's done. We have our gauges in and we have our autopilot in. They just need to be wired up, which is a job we're doing today. And then on the side panel we have our chart plotter, and then at the moment Ashley, as you can probably hear, he's just cutting out for our battery monitor display. We've got a new chair, we've ordered a wooden block for it to sit on, and we've got the pedestal for it to go on as well, the marine grade one. But it's looking good. So that's where the side panel's going, with the chart plotter here and then our battery monitor there, and then we've got our fuel gauge and water gauge, and then our autopilot in the middle. It's coming together nicely.
That's what I'm saying when I say I want to get the stuff. Does that fit? Does it look level?
Yeah. That's good. Are you happy with it?
Yeah. I hope it has a script. Yeah, it does. Let me just give it a little dust with my sock. Probably scratched it now. I'm rubbish in my work boots and dust. And this one has just got it's going to have to bend the wood in slightly, so it's quite an important one. Make sure we keep that bend. Look at that ways. We've even tidied under there, all nice and neat now. How satisfying.